Welcome to the second video of the introduction, detailing the software and the hardware of this dyno supplied to me by Mini Prusa over in the United States. You can check them out online, miniprusa.com. So this is a couple of runs that I've done already this morning with a couple of various rollouts. Obviously this is where all the data will be shown when I'm running the dyno itself. The hardware, the rolling road. Again, this is the dyno that's hooked up to the wheel at the back here, and we've got some connections here that run between the ESC and the battery, and it runs through the sensor board here, which hooks up to the back of the dyno. Then we've got the ESC, which is hooked up to the laptop. That's giving me the auto test function, so it allows me to run the test directly from the laptop itself. This keeps the test consistent rather than I can do it through my throttle, but of course I don't really want to do that because how I load the power, etc., will be different every time. I'm able to set the run time by adjusting the run time here. Gives me the point, so 30% the motor is running at before it then jumps into full throttle, and then I've got a run time of 8 seconds here. And it will start after 5 seconds, so it's running for 5 seconds and then it kicks in. I'm allowed to put in my size of tires here. That will give me a direct speed and kV of the motor. Sorry, more the speed, not the kV. And this is all coming to you via the USB cable, so it's all running off of the laptop, and that pretty much is it really. Again, it's going to allow me to test a variety of things. The XR10 Pro Speedo, for those of you that run it, you know that it has quite a variety of settings in there for running blinky. Well, not a variety of settings, but it's got that frequency in there that's adjustable, and you know, people are saying that they run it at 4 and 16 and 12, and again it allows me to see what that's going to do just by adjusting that. Again, I can see what the performance differences are with tire sizes. I mean, the rollout, obviously, the timing on the motor, all sorts of things. It's just it gives me an overall flavour of what this car will do when I adjust something at each point. It allows me to save all of the various runs, and once I've saved them I can then create a printout. So here is the printout, and if I zoom in it gives me a graph and all the data across the top. Again, this is printout, so when I do finally come to offering this as a service, when I have some more input and information of what actually goes on with these motors and what I'm looking for, I'll be able to send that on to you. But again, this is all, at the end of the day, this all comes down to different driving styles. What works for one person doesn't work for another, and I think I was very kindly, my car was built, my Roach 2017, which is this car here. It was kindly built by Ollie Payne, who's a fantastic young up-and-coming driver, wins a lot of stuff over in the UK. He built the car for me, and when I put it down the track, I knew that the car was built professionally, and for that I paid Ollie to do that. And for me personally, it's another box ticked to know that the car is done well. Not you know, some people have really enjoyed building the cars, but ultimately I want it to be on point as my experience improves with building cars and the intricacies of these 12 scale cars. At GT12 level, I think, you know, there's not much intricacy of the build they go together very, very easily. But the 12 scale again is another step up. My point is that Ollie built the car, made me feel good that the car was on point to start with. And the same with the motor. If I know a motor is set to a efficient position and it doesn't run particularly well, well then I've got to maybe look at myself and how I'm driving the car. And if it's coming off hot but I know that it's in its most efficient state, then I need to think about how I'm driving. So again, it's just another box ticked with the motor. But that's the way I'm thinking. What I do as a job, performance coach, and really making sure that I'm taking all the variables out is really important to me. So hopefully this technology, as I say, brought to you by minipruiser.com, is something that can really help my driving going forwards, and potentially help yours too. So next up, I'll be running a test.